Stop. Do not skip this video because the device you are holding right now, your phone, exists because of one thing. Not oil, not gold, not cash, but chips. Tiny semiconductor chips, smaller than your fingernails, are now controlling trillion-dollar industries. And here is the shocking truth. The companies making these chips today could become the most powerful companies on earth by 2030. And the people who understand this early could position themselves ahead of 99% of investors. So before you skip, ask yourself one question. Are you going to use the future or own a piece of it? Stay with me because what I am about to show you will change how you see the global economy forever. Big shift. Chips are the new oil. For the past 100 years, oil controlled the world. Countries fought where over oil. Economies rose and fell because of oil. Oil created trillion-dollar companies. But today, we are entering a new era where chips are replacing oil as the most critical resource on earth. Why? Because chips power everything is at the big shift. Chips are the new oil. For the past 100 years, oil controlled the world. Countries fought wars over oil. Economies rose and fell because of oil. Oil created trillion-dollar companies. But today, we are entering a new era where chips are replacing oil as the most critical resource on earth. Why? Because chips power everything. Your smartphone, your laptop, AI system, self-driving cars, cloud computing, military defense, space technology. Nothing works without the chips. No chips, no AI, no technology, no future. So comment below right now, chips are the future, because understanding this is step 1 to understanding the next 12 cycle. The AI explosion is fueling chip demand. Right now the world is going through the biggest technological explosion in history. Artificial intelligence. AI is not a trend, it's an infrastructure shift. Companies like OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta are spending billions of dollars buying chips, not millions, billions. Why? Because AI runs on chips. Every ChatGPT response, every AI image, every AI video requires massive chip power. And here is what most people don't realize. AI demand is growing faster than chip supply, which creates massive opportunity, because when demand exceeds supply, price rise, profits rise, and stock price rise. If you are still watching, type AI is equal to opportunity, because the next part explain who is making the most money. The companies controlling the future. Right now, only a few companies dominated the semiconductor industry. These companies are not just businesses, they are the backbone of the global economy. Companies like NVIDIA, TSMC, Broadcom, ASML, AMD, these companies build the brains of modern technology. For example, NVIDIA chips power AI, TSMC a manufacturer chips for Apple, NVIDIA, AMD. ASML makes machines required to produce chips. Without ASML, no chips can be manufactured. This creates a power ecosystem. And when you control critical infrastructure, you control the future. So subscribe now if you want to understand future trillion-dollar industries before everyone else, because next I will explain why this is why this is called a super cycle. This is not normal growth, this is a super cycle. A super cycle means long term unstoppable demand growth, because chips are now required in everything: cars, homes, factories, healthcare, defense, cloud compounding, even refrigerators now use chips. The average car today use over 1000 chips. AI data centers use millions of chips, and this number is increasing every year, which means demand is not a temporary, it's a permanent. Permanent demand creates a massive wealth opportunity. If you understand this, hit like button, because the next point explain the real reason this could continue until 2030 and beyond. Let's see. Global chip war. Countries are investing billions. Countries are now investing billions into semiconductor manufacturing. USA, China, India, Europe. Everyone wants chip independence. Why? Because chips are national security. If a country controls chips, it controls technology. If it doesn't, it becomes a dependent. That's why governments are giving billions in subsidies, which accelerate industry growth. This creates massive expansion, massive investment, massive opportunity, and smart investors are watching closely. Comment future wealth if you understand where this is going, because now comes the most important part. Why chip companies can become a trillion-dollar giants. Semiconductors companies have powerful advantages. First, high barriers to entry. It costs billion to build chip factories, which prevent competition. Second, massive demand. AI, cloud, car, defense, everything needs chips. Third, pricing power. When demand is high, these companies can charge premium prices. Fourth, long-term contracts, which creates stable revenue. This combination creates a powerful, profitable business, which is why some semiconductor stock have already created massive returns. If you're still watching, subscribe now, because most people will realize this too late. Why most people miss the opportunity? Most people focus on short-term news, short-term prices, short-term fear, but wealth is created by understanding long-term trends. The internet created trillion-dollar companies, smartphone revolution created trillion-dollar companies, and now AI and semiconductors are creating the next wave. But by this time everyone talks about it, the biggest giants are already made. That's why awareness early matters, because early awareness creates this opportunity. Comment early if you are learning this before the crowd. Let's see what happened by 2030. By 2030, AI will be everywhere. Autonomous vehicles, AI assistants, smart cities, robotics, automation, all powered by chips. Semiconductors will become more valuable than ever. The companies leading today could become even bigger tomorrow, and the people who understand this shift will understand where the world is going. This is not hype, this is the infrastructure evolution. This is a technology transformation. This is the semiconductor super cycle. Remember this moment right now, because years from now people will say, I wish I understand the semiconductor revolution earlier. But you won't say that because you are here learning, understanding, preparing. The future is not built on oil anymore. The future is built on chips. And those who understand the future early position themselves differently. If you learn something valuable today, subscribe now, because this channel is about understanding the future before it becomes obvious. The semiconductor supercycle has begun. The question is not whether it will grow. The question is, will you understand it early?